The following video is intended for mature audiences. It contains horror elements, adult themes, and language that might not be suitable for younger viewers. The 2011 film, Donnerpass, delves into the dark side of human nature and explores the psychological effects of survival. Directed by Elise Robertson, it's a horror thriller inspired by a real-life event, the Donner Party's struggle in the winter of 1846 to 1847. The pioneers resorted to cannibalism to survive in the Sierra Nevada mountains. This movie combines the historical backdrop with a modern horror story, creating a thought-provoking take on fear and desperation. Donnerpass is not just a rehashing of historical events, it's an updated interpretation that challenges viewers to confront their basic instincts. The storyline switches between past and present, reminding us that evil isn't confined to history, but is an ongoing part of human nature. This psychological depth sets Donnerpass apart from other horror films. It uses a thorough exploration of human weakness and the terrifying choices made when facing death to provoke fear. From the start, Donnerpass makes effective use of its location. The snow-covered Sierra Nevada mountains are both stunning and threatening, a desolate setting that seems to trap both past and present in its frozen grip. The isolation heightens the psychological horror element of the film. The setting is carefully chosen for maximum impact on viewers' emotions. It alternates between vast wilderness scenes and tense indoor ones, creating a sense of unavoidable terror. The characters can't escape from what's coming next. The mountains act as both prison and predator. At its core, Donnerpass is about how isolation and desperation affect people psychologically. As the plot unfolds, characters must confront not only threats from nature, but their inner fears. It asks one chilling question: what would you do to stay alive? The film's psychological depth is enhanced by its non-linear storytelling, mixing flashbacks of the original Donner Party with current events. These flashbacks are not just historical recreations, they highlight the thin line between civility and savagery. The movie forces viewers to face an unsettling truth, that under extreme conditions, people can do unimaginable things. Donnerpass is distinct for its restrained use of violence, a break from the blood-soaked scenes common in many horror films. The movie's strength isn't in what it graphically displays, but rather in what it leaves to the viewer's imagination. Instead of explicit images, it hints at horrors, forcing viewers to confront their own fears. This same restraint extends to the supernatural elements woven into the story. They aren't flashy or overpowering, instead they act as catalysts for the characters' psychological breakdowns. This careful handling creates an uncertainty that blurs reality and illusion, making viewers question their understanding. The characters in Donnerpass aren't just victims, they represent our own fears and weaknesses. Each character reflects a different aspect of human reaction to fear and desperation, from the leader fighting against disorder, to the skeptic dismissing the paranormal evidence, to the realist making hard survival choices, and lastly, the innocent tainted by surrounding evil. These characters go beyond stereotypes through their detailed interactions and decisions. The movie carefully develops their relationships, pulling viewers into their destiny. As desperation increases, true personalities surface, often alarmingly so, revealing moral complexities without labeling anyone as a hero. Cannibalism is a frequent feature in horror cinema, but Donnerpass handles it with an unmatched sophistication and psychological insight. Instead of using cannibalism merely for shock value, this movie uses it as a symbol of an ultimate societal taboo, a point of no return once crossed. The depiction of cannibalism here is profoundly disturbing because it represents society's downfall, morality's decay, and primal instinct's victory over reason. It pushes audiences to face an unsettling truth. Under extreme conditions, anyone might do anything. This psychological exploration distinguishes Donner Pass within the horror genre. While mainly a psychological horror film, Donner Pass skillfully includes supernatural elements. These aren't blatant threats, but subtle entities hiding just out of sight, making viewers wonder if the emerging horrors are supernatural or a result of the characters' mental collapses. This controlled use of the supernatural adds an extra layer of anxiety to an already tense story. It's a refreshing break from the extravagant spectacles typical in many horror films and allows Donner Pass to keep a sense of realism, even as it delves into the fantastical. One thing that sets Donner Pass apart is its unique narrative structure, which weaves together past and present. It combines historical events from the notorious Donner Party with a modern storyline, hinting that past horrors can still haunt us today. This storytelling approach builds suspense by reminding viewers that history often repeats itself. The non-linear structure also allows for a detailed exploration of its themes by drawing comparisons between past and present characters' actions. The film hints that evil isn't situational or environmental, but an inherent part of human nature. Donner Pass pushes audiences to rethink their basic moral principles. The film blurs the lines between good and bad, leading viewers into a moral dilemma. It requires active engagement as it tells a complex story about morality versus survival, challenging our understanding of right and wrong. The plot uses its characters' desperate struggle for survival as a mirror reflecting our own potential for moral flexibility under extreme conditions. As we watch these characters make life or death decisions, we are forced to reflect on our own values. In short, Donner Pass is more than just entertainment. It's an in-depth study of human nature. It prompts us to question whether survival can justify actions considered immoral under normal circumstances, or if there's a point where need outweighs decency. Donner Pass stands out in the horror genre for its psychological depth and creative narrative structure. Rather than relying on cheap scares, it uses its setting, characters, and themes to create a lasting sense of unease. The film's exploration of isolation, desperation, and the supernatural results in a story that's both scary and thought-provoking. By diving deeper than surface-level horror, Donner Pass explores the darker side of the human mind. It bravely asks difficult questions about fear, morality, and survival with notable restraint and sophistication. Its smart use of historical context reflects modern-day worries, while suggesting that the line between civilization and savagery may be thinner than we think. At its heart, Donner Pass is a complex film, a psychological investigation disguised as a horror movie. Its subtlety raises it above typical genre cliches, making it intellectually engaging as well as terrifying. For those who enjoy horror films that make them think as much as they scare them, Donner Pass is essential viewing. Donner Pass is a horror movie that is 1 hour and 30 minutes long. It is rated R. The Southern Underworld gives it 4.5 bloody knives. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.